Of the world, checking out gyms to see if they're going to be the right fit for you. Today we are in Knoxville, Tennessee at the Arsenal Strength showroom. This is unlike any episode we have done on Guest Pass. This is the Arsenal showroom. It is one of two locations, and I have a lot of cool stuff to show you. But before we get to that, let's go get our Guest Pass. What makes this episode special? Well, first, this is the Arsenal showroom. So every single piece that Arsenal has ever developed and sells is here. But we also had the chance to tour their manufacturing facility. And we also had the opportunity to sit down with the owners and talk about their vision, their past, and where they want to be. We'll start here in the first building. This is the original showroom, 7,200 square feet. And this is an active gym with a little twist. It has very few members. I think they cap it at 50, but they also allow trainers to train their clients here. We will get to the second location, but first, let's highlight this building right now. Arsenal is always improving. If you see this wall, it is coming down so they can expand the gym further. They just installed an HVAC system, and they are constantly moving and rearranging the gym equipment to make a more pleasant training environment because they will open this up to more members. It's going to still be limited, but you may be able to come train here. One highlight, if you're able to train here or visit the showroom, is you will see prototypes. You'll also find Max Pump. Not everything in this building is Arsenal, and that is because the owners of Max Pump and the owners of Arsenal are very close. So Arsenal is a distributor for Max Pump, and you can check out their machines in the Arsenal showroom. Let's get to the bread and butter of the Arsenal Strength showroom, the Arsenal pieces themselves. This is the new pullover machine that debuted last year at the Olympia. The pullover machine is one of my favorites, and I had a chance to train with this one last night. This particular version might be my new favorite. It is so adjustable. One of the things are these elbow pads. The way they articulate is so incredibly comfortable, and when you're coming through the range of motion, you don't lose the connection in your back. Sometimes it can shift between your triceps and your shoulders and all this different stuff with your core, but this one, the way the seat is angled, the adjustability, how I can bring the elbow pads in and out, this machine is incredibly comfortable and it's heavy. So the potential here is unmatched. Normally, I'm using the whole weight stack, but for this one, I could barely use half of it. This is the Arsenal Strength Pendulum Squat, and this is one of Arsenal's masterpieces. They really hit the ball when they created this one. They are always changing, innovating, improving, but they have a plethora of machines that are just perfect. You can always tell you're looking at an Arsenal piece because they are very specific with their aesthetic. One, the Arsenal machines are very robust. They use a thicker metal. They are very heavy. They are very sturdy. They are built for training. But then you'll also notice there are no bends. Everything is square tubing. Everything comes to a straight angle, and then it is welded together with these perfect welds. I mean, that looks like a roll of dimes. When you see this stuff, even from across the room, you know it is Arsenal Strength. You know it's Arsenal Strength when you see dumbbells up to 200 pounds. Let's touch on the culture, and not just the gym specifically, but the entire company as a whole. On the walls, it says, Masters of Strength. It says, train harder. And that's because Arsenal Strength encourages hard work. They are some of the nicest people I have ever met, but they are also some of the hardest workers I have ever met. And all of that comes through in the company. They embrace every single person. You can come, you can use their equipment, They will be so happy to help you achieve your goals however you see fit. But they absolutely embrace, encourage the hardcore monster in all of us. One of the things that really stood out to me is how passionate Andrew and Brad are about their individual fitness goals. And as a bodybuilder, I can appreciate that and I look for that when I am looking for a facility or looking for specific gym equipment to use. I am very proud of Arsenal for how much consideration they put into the adjustability of their machines. They were telling me, if you're 4 foot, if you're 10 foot, anything between, anything over, they want to make sure that you can show up and have the workout that you're looking for. The adjustability on these machines is just astronomical. I've never seen a bench quite like this before, and how much I'm able to alter and change this for my own body. This is what Arsenal Strength is all about. A lot of people refer to this machine as the Humbler, but this is a padded row for your back. With a 60-pound starting weight, this thing is no joke. Again, Arsenal Strength encourages and they embrace that hardcore training. This thing is very cool. You throw a couple quarters on here, a couple biscuits, everybody in the gym knows you're eating. Stationary bike, elliptical, treadmills, stair climber, everything you need for a successful cardio section. And that's because, yes, this is a showroom gym, but it's not just filled with stuff. It is filled with stuff for your goals, for the owner's goals. And that's because Arsenal Strength puts a huge emphasis on the members, on their clients, on their customers. And they want to make sure that everyone has everything that they need. This is a very capable space, highlighting, showcasing all of Arsenal's prized possessions, all of their greatest machines, all right here, with members, with trainers, set up for use. But there is another room, another building that I keep hinting at. Let's go see that. We are the first people to set foot in here. This is the brand new Arsenal Strength showroom, and they are doing some very fun stuff in here. This is a huge and capable cage. We have multiple stations where we can do so much. We can store plates, we can store accessories, we can store everything we need right here. This color is very, very cool and unique, but we have the 4 pillars of the company right here represented. Be excellent, be resourceful, be passionate, and be a winner. This is not a gym that you're gonna come train at. This is the type of gym where you're gonna come learn about Arsenal and design your new gym. In this room, you'll be able to see everything Arsenal has to offer, along with the color options, over 30 different color combinations you can make. I don't want to be too bold with my assumption in saying that Arsenal pioneered this machine. But I will say that after I saw Arsenal create it, I started seeing it in other locations around the world. This is smooth. I can absolutely see why this machine is faked and replicated all over the world. This is one of my favorite machines for training the side delts. And that is because, one, it's a lateral raise. Fantastic. But my body positioning, my standing, the way I'm able to give it full mustard, I can go to failure on this and beyond way more efficiently than any other machine or dumbbells. Remember when I said this episode was going to be a little different? That's because we had the opportunity and the chance to sit down with the founder and owner, Andrew Hall, and also the co-owner, Brad Holt. Let me show you some of that conversation right now. What is your background? And tell us a little bit about yourself.
I quit baseball in college my freshman year. Okay. It was really drums, music, and training. Those are the 2 big things in my life they've always been.
Okay.
Played drums since I was 8. Been in the gym since I was 15. So I was an amateur bodybuilder, got to like the national level, I realized that that was not the direction that I needed to go as far as like turning pro. stopped competing in 2011 and been training ever since. That kind of brought me into this field when I started working for a fitness equipment company in 2011. And in the sales, I was in the sales, like a sales rep for that company. So that's how I got into the industry.
Okay. So started as an athlete.
That's right.
Transitioned into bodybuilder, always a musician.
Always a musician.
And then you started working in the industry.
That's correct.
Selling and...
That's right. Learning the industry, learning the products, and after using products and using all different types and every brand of product, you start to see what's really out there, what you love, what you don't love, and that was what kind of really gave the origin and the realization of why we needed to start Arsenal Strength.
Tell us about Arsenal and why you started it.
So we kicked around the idea back in 2010, 2011. There was a gap in the industry that most of the cardio companies out there, they didn't really focus on strength. And we saw a trend in strength growing very quickly. And there was not a lot of emphasis or, there was not a lot of time, money, emphasis put on that market. And so we thought we could do something better. To put more emphasis on that market, help people create really amazing facilities. So 2014, we kicked the idea, my wife and I, we just to kind of give you a little history of how that worked out, like we had a house, we had a little bit of equity, we had a 6-month-old daughter at the time. We sold our house to create this company. I've never been fearful of this making it. I always knew it would. To even think back from when we started this and to where it is now, if we look, back then it was more like, okay, we have the idea of these products. We want to really create these really cool facilities. We never anticipated ever being involved in manufacturing. Never, that was never on the game plan or the vision board.
This is Brad Holt, the Chief Growth Officer. But you started your journey as the very first employee of Arsenal.
Yeah.
So tell us how you went from the first ever employee of Arsenal to the Chief Growth Officer / co-owner.
Yeah. So, it's been an incredible journey. First day, October the 15th, 2016.
Okay.
I have known Andrew for a long period of time. We trained at the same gym a long time ago. He had started working in an industry that I was already involved in, and one of the things that I appreciated is you find out a lot about people when you find out how they perform during competition. Right?
Okay, sure.
And being in the same industry, there were deals and projects that we were both involved in or both competing against each other. And the one thing that I always respected and appreciated about Andrew, never was one to throw anybody under the bus. Everybody had a place. He was just going to represent who he was and what he was representing, and I was doing the same thing. So I think there was a lot of mutual respect there for the type of person and the qualities and the values that we had. Both have a passion for training. Both have a passion for equipment and helping people, right? And I feel like the gym is always going to be our second home, right? We love training so much and love the environment that there was a natural passion that wasn't faked. I don't think we could fake what we're doing by having the passion and the love for the industry that we do.
You can't fake what I saw.
And, thank you. And I think more than anything, it's knowing that this journey of building something with someone from the minute level, right, to what it's become today and then what it will become 5 years from now. You have to know that the person that you're doing that with is all in just as much as you are. Because when you're doing something for a period of time and it's a career, right, and it's a passion, it's you at a certain point of a career, I feel like you say, what's my legacy going to be?
We are here in Knoxville, Tennessee at the Arsenal Strength Manufacturing Plant. This is Andrew and Brad, the owners of Arsenal. So Andrew, what are we going to do today?
Thank you for being here, David. We're here at our HQ. We're going to show you how and why we do what we do.
That sounds great.
So let's go see everything.
Oh, fantastic.
Let's go.
This is huge. Huge. How big is this building here?
81,000 total.
81,000.
81,000. And we moved in here May of 24, so last May.
Okay.
We have already kind of outgrown it. So we're trying to get creative on storage, space. We've acquired another 20,000 square feet for just some storage. But this facility here with all the manufacturing, all the welding, all the upholstery, which is back here, powder coating, everything is, we're in 81,000 feet here. Major goal is our gym owners are our lifeblood. We need to get them product as fast as humanly possible. Just to kind of show you this, we're kind of working a little bit backwards. This is more like the finish line. Any of this product here, this is completed. If it's got a green tag, it has been QC'd. Okay.
Quality control.
That's correct. So this is the quality control section. Beside assembly, everything will come here. This stuff is either getting loaded on a truck, a container, wherever it's going. A lot of it's probably international.
So every single piece gets checked.
Every single piece.
How detailed? Down to the powder coat, to the bolts, to the
Full inspection.
Full inspection.
Yeah.
Weld, bolts,
Moving components.
components, everything's
Let me show you this. This is a better illustration. You see that red Smith machine that's kind of sandwiched together right here?
Yeah, I do.
If we ship this, the freight cost and the damage are going to be insane because it's so massive on a truck.
Okay.
We ship it this way after it's already QC, that's got a green tag, just so we can minimize space on a truck and ship it to a customer without it costing 3 times the amount.
So you'll take this piece off,
4 bolts here, 4 bolts here. That holds the bar on.
sandwich it together.
Yep.
4 bolts here, 4 bolts here. And it comes together. And
So this is a whole Smith machine.
That's a Smith machine.
How cool.
Well, the exception is the cross connectors.
And the bar, yeah.
But this is how
But
it'll
here's the
ship.
bar right there.
That's right.
It's all right here. So for the gym, this cuts down on cost of shipping.
Absolutely.
Cuts down
Minimizes
on...
freight damage potential.
Oh, this is brilliant. So, out of everything I'm seeing on this side, which seems to be about 200 or more pieces, probably more, everything's been quality controlled, checked.
That's correct.
You only had one piece that needs
That we've
attention?
seen so far,
Good
but
job.
we've seen that one that got kicked back.
Good job,
Yeah.
guys.
We continuously are trying to improve quality. Have we figured everything out and are we 100%? No. We're trying to always continuously improve. And you've got to kind of find a balance where they've got to make sure as much as possible. The biggest thing is safety and making sure the customer's going to get what they pay for. So are there things that slip through the cracks sometimes? 100%. We are far from perfect, but we really do have the systems, SOPs in place to try to minimize anything from getting through. And they'll send things back. Sometimes they'll send things back that likely aren't that big of an issue, but we've got to be that attention to detail.
Absolutely.
So-
every step of manufacturing, check. Overall check, stamp of go.
and like Andrew said,
Cool.
Are we perfect? No. Are we going to catch absolutely everything? No. But when you've got a bilateral leg press that has 281 parts or something like that,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of components that go into these things. We're doing our best to check everything, and we're always going to continue to evolve and get better.
What makes Arsenal strength equipment stand out against other equipment?
I think if I had to point out one thing that was the most contributing factor, already outlining, hey, biomechanics is important, those things. I think we listen to our consumers. And we're not afraid of feedback. We're not afraid to make a revision to a piece if enough people point out something. I think one of the things that has allowed our company such rapid growth at the rate that we are growing is we're not afraid to make changes. I mean, the pullover again, for example. We first sent our first email to our design engineer 4 years before the functioning prototype popped out, and we went through 9 versions. So, when you're talking about making sure that something can carry that target, there's a heavy weight of that target, and the target meaning the Arsenal Strength insignia. It's a heavy weight, and it's a burden that we carry because there's so many people that hold it in high regard. And there's just as many people who think that we don't know what we're doing, and that's okay.
We build a custom pallets to minimize freight damage. And notice, it does not come in a box
Oh, this is great.
with labels to put together. Like this, we assemble this, produce this thing, and this is how it ships. It never ships in a box for any kind of assembly. If you were going to ship this SKU from Knoxville, Tennessee to Los Angeles,
Okay.
2,300 miles roughly, it might cost 13 or 1400 bucks. Well, that's a tough pill to swallow as a consumer when you're like, man, that's 25% of the cost of the piece.
Okay, fair.
So this helps minimize freight damage, and it helps this piece maybe ship for 900 bucks now. So it saves money.
You will see knockoff gym equipment. You will see things faked.
Yes.
And they do. They ship them in cardboard boxes, and you have to assemble them. And that's one of the ways to tell that they're fake.
If you ever see an Arsenal strength product arriving in a box with numbers that's not on a crate it's not Arsenal strength.
So if I order something, like let's say I went on the internet, I Googled, and I found a great deal from Alibaba or something on the internet, somebody was selling something. If it did not come in a pre-manufactured box, if I said that the correct way, and if I had to assemble it on site, that's not you.
You bought it. If you bought it from Alibaba and it came that way, that's not us.
That's not ours.
It is not authentic. That is correct. It's 100% a knockoff. We are very aware of, there's been a massive increase of knockoffs. Not only our brand, we're seeing all kinds of brands, but it's blatantly, we can look at a piece within 10 seconds and be like, that's not ours. Certain features, certain materials, it could be the finished product, it could be the weight horn, we can automatically spot them. But yes, if there is somebody that's ever bought an Arsenal strength piece, or they assumed, and it came in a box, that was not Arsenal strength. And also, if you're spending 400 bucks on a pendulum squat, you should know better that that's not any brand. The materials for a piece this big alone, it's not gonna be 400 bucks. It's too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true, it's not real. The customer that's king. To make sure they get the product safe, and that we can do it as efficiently possible from a price standpoint, that's our goal. A lot of companies, we dealt with this from 2017 to 19, where we had a contract manufacturer. Before we bought manufacturing, they would just buy one skid and they just put a piece on a skid. And you got shit sticking out the side. There was a lot of freight damage.
This looks so secure.
The only way you could really get more secure is to fully enclose, but then you're also talking about that's got to be passed on to the customer, because these costs they're real. Like, lumber's not free in the time to build these pallets. So the only way you could get more secure is if you fully enclose these, and it's really not necessary. Every one of our products leave this building.
You never ship or send anything out from anywhere, it all comes from here.
It comes from this address in Knoxville, Tennessee, that's correct.
Awesome. And then you custom build the pallets.
That's correct.
You skeleton them with wood, and then you wrap it clear, take a picture, and then so upon delivery, they can see if there's any damage. They can compare that with the picture that you sent, right. And then everything is custom protected.
If it's got a serial number, which all the pieces that leave this facility do, we can make it sure it's authentic.
They ship it, they can check it.
That's right. We got every piece that leaves has that on the packing list and the bill of materials.
That gives a lot of confidence.
It's really pretty simple. So that's the best way for them to check it. So we had contract manufacturers, really the first 4.5 years in business, we had contract manufacturers that we had these products, we told them what we wanted to be designed and make. They would fulfill purchase orders that we turn in, and they would ship directly to the customer.
Now, when you went from outsourcing through a manufacturer, because you had the vision, you had the ideas, you had the plans.
That's right.
And then you had somebody create it for you.
That's correct.
That was another risk and jump to then take it all on yourself.
Yes, it was.
So what was that like?
It was a big risk, but at the same time, it was mandatory. We went through 2 manufacturers, and they just weren't able to keep up with the demand and to produce the quality and the timelines that we needed. And we knew that we had to take matters in our own hand. So basically, whenever all the raw materials for any product, they come through on this side, and then they get stored over here. There's literally tens of thousands of components.
I can't order something that you didn't build.
Correct.
Like all the way from the ground up.
We're putting it all together. You're never going to be able to order and it just doesn't go through some type of process. Like, just an example, these are for the Olympic incline benches. So we've got a lot of these components. There's a lot of pieces that go to make that piece. They have to pull each week. We have a production schedule. They pull these materials to make that piece. So these are just the frames. We just have a lot already cut, ready to go. So this is how we can expedite and be able to have and deliver a product, because lead times have always been our Achilles heel. The last 3 years, we've been focused on throughput, manufacturing, and how to get better and more efficient in getting product out the door. So this is how we're doing that with buying more raw materials. Import, export, we've been doing a little bit of everything. We've got a hybrid model, but everything gets assembled. We have 115 people in this building that put everything together.
Everything down to this pin you guys have touched.
That's right.
And then gave it to me.
That's a standing leg curl.
Standing like this.
So
You even know what it's for.
Yeah, so
Of course
all
you
these,
do.
the 9001s here,
Yeah.
like anything that says a 9001, this is a standing leg curl. So it goes all the way to here. These are all pieces. They have to pull one or two or however many of each to make that piece. We've improved dramatically. We have the shortest lead times in the industry from the longest, but we've done that with putting the right people in the right place and changed how we're doing things. We still can be better.
A lot of gym manufacturers will just outsource everything. They'll say, we want this, we need this, take your best swing at it, give us a good price, and hopefully we can grow. And that seems like a way to do it, but again, it seems like a huge way to have manufacturing issues, quality control issues, just everything in general. Like, how do you control anything?
That's what's nice about having all the capabilities and everything in-house, is we can make changes or do something really, really quickly. I'd love for every one of our customers to come here and see what we do. Some of the things that I'm hearing online and seeing, like, come and see it for yourself. See what we do, see all the Americans that we employ and how we do things, and then also come to the showroom and actually get a workout. Like, don't just look at pictures of the pieces. That's why we created the showroom. And we were really one of the first companies, especially being a 10-year-old, to actually have a fully functioning showroom that's not open to the public, but nothing beats getting under a piece and feeling it.
So when I sit down, this is against my back.
Yeah, that's right.
This is what I'm sitting
Either
on.
your butt or your back, or both.
This right here.
Is it a bench?
Yep.
Aha.
Shoulder pad. Back squat.
Oh. It's like hard but soft.
But these are the boards that we use for all the pads. We have went through so many different bearings. There's bearings that are made in Germany, Japan, US. The US, actually the bearings in the US suck compared to some of the ones we've used. There's some knockoff ones that were even better than some of the other ones we've used. So we use different bearings from different countries. We built like 10 different pieces. I think they were actually hack squats, if I remember correctly. We built 10 different hack squats. Well, there's 20, 30 bearings that fit that diameter tube. We put a different bearing on each one and tested it to come up with which one we want from a sound and how it feels. And so that's kind of the attention to detail. That's what's so important about fine-tuning these pieces, is holding them accountable for exactly what you need. So attention to detail is everything.
So, or everything in this entire building, you have hand-selected and sourced, found,
That's correct.
and you will, for the respect of your customers, source it from whoever you think is best.
100%.
Those hack squats were labeled 1 through 8 or 1 through 10. I can't remember.
Yeah. We had no idea what bearing was in
We
which
didn't know
one.
what was what. Completely on feel and completely on sound.
This means very little as it is right now. Right. It doesn't mean anything. You have to do everything to it. But this particular rod, the metal, those threads, everything, you will talk to United States, China, Japan, Korea, Germany, Vietnam, and say, everybody, what is your version? And then you guys take it. And then out of all of the options that do exist in the entire world, you choose the one that you think is very best.
100%. And then
So-
the ones that we can get, when we're ordering some components like that, we might order 300 of them. And then domestically, what we've seen, being honest, we might have 10% of 200. We got 20 that are bad. We go to Asia, Vietnam, China, wherever, we have one.
So it's everything from
It just
quality
depends.
control
That's right.
to build quality.
Yes.
And you do not discriminate because it's
No.
whatever is going to be
What's
best
going to be best
for me.
At the end of the day, this is people's safety, and then also, like, why would we want to put something that's not quality? We're going to have to fix it eventually.
So ideally, USA first.
If it
But-
makes sense, yes.
It is customer first,
It's customer first.
essentially.
100%.
I like that you're like, no, I'm going to get a bearing from Korea.
That's right.
I'm going to get steel from Germany, and I'm going to get this stamped in the U.S. in Tennessee, and then it's all going to come here. And that is tentative, because in 3 or 6 months, depending on what you find, what you see, how you experience things, you might move bearings from Germany to South Korea.
That's correct.
Cool.
A lot of the U.S. stuff, the quality is not as good. Some of the machine parts we've seen, they're just not as good. It's just really, it's hard for me to say out loud, but it's the reality. Like we've noticed that on a lot of components.
And I think that's very fair. Anybody who knows statistics or percentages, if you have over 10,000 parts, not all 10,000 can come from the same place and have the same quality. That's
correct.
Just the way it's going to be.
That's right.
So I appreciate that you got in your plane with your crew and traveled all over and picked everything.
The loyalty that we do have is to that guy named John that's going to be using that leg press.
I was about to say, it's me.
Yeah,
That's right.
It's whoever's going to use that product to get the feeling that they're expecting by using a product with the Arsenal Strength target on it.
We have always tried to approach the one-piece customer the same as the 100-piece customer.
Pendulum squat was a forgotten piece.
That pendulum squat you have is fantastic.
Thank you. And we're on a third iteration of the pendulum squat.
Really?
Yeah, so like the first one, we realized, hey, hip drive is extremely important in a pendulum squat. And people, if your back pad's too short, they're gonna have some lumbar issue because they're gonna round their low back because they're gonna try to push through their hip, push through their hip. And hey, we need a longer back pad for better support. Okay, that's number one. That was the first change, 1 to 2, right? And then from 2 to 3, hey, we have this big, huge box counterweight, right?
Yeah.
Big welded box counterweight. How can this look a little bit better? How can we lend to the aesthetics? And we had no range limiter, right? So somebody bombed out on the last rep of a pendulum squat because they put every bit of effort they had into it. They were bombed out. They were in the hole, right?
Down there.
Now, so we got a range limiter now. So just little changes that we're going to always continue to make to evolve and to be better.
These are all jigs. So your machine that you use in the gym, it starts its life here because all of these raw materials, all the steel that they cut, everything they grab has to come together and build that machine, right? So this, called a jig, this is kind of like the skeleton, and you place all the pieces in there and it makes sure that everything is legit, right size. Then the welders put everything together. These take up tremendous amount of space. Look at the size of these things. Everything is tack welded together. It's essentially finished and ready to go, but it's not quite. They have to finish all of the welds. And the reason they do this first is every time they build machines, which they build hundreds and thousands of them, but let's say they're gonna build 20 leg presses. They build the first leg press to its entirety, almost, to this point here, just to quality check it, just to look over it all again. So while they've made 1,000 leg presses, if they're gonna build 10 over the next couple of weeks or whatever, they will build the first one, take a look at it, sign off, build 9 more. And that's the process they go, just to make sure that literally every single piece is completed to the quality that they want it to be before it leaves here. This is the WIP section, and WIP stands for work in progress. So everything behind me has gone through that extensive process of manufacturing, welding, the whole 9. Now what happens is this all gets washed thoroughly and then goes to powder coating. But it was just pointed out to me, I didn't see it. This right here, you might have to come in to see this. But this little mark right here, that is enough to fail quality control. That's enough. I'll take this piece, but they won't let me have it because that's enough to have to go through the ringer again. This is the famous M1 pullover. This is what I've heard so much about.
This is it.
It has a ton of adjustability, but what is some of the few things that makes this stand out as an Arsenal piece? Like if I walked into a gym and I saw this, how would I know it's an Arsenal piece right off the bat?
I think the biggest thing that kind of differentiates the aesthetics on how we do things, we don't bend tubes. We don't use bent tubing. We like to actually cut and weld and have more of a just a sharp edge. It just looks more robust. It looks more like our brand. Versus the bent tube, it's a little too sleek. It's a little too soft for our brand.
I've heard that this is one of the most adjustable pullovers, and that's one of the reasons it is so sought after.
100%, man.
And that's a lot to do with this,
It does.
with this, with that, with this, and this.
As well,
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
And the range of motion here.
So after the whip, the work in progress, everything comes here, where it is power washed with a very fancy solution that helps pull all the nit-gritty, dirty, oily stuff off of the machines so it can be cleared for powder coating. This is the powder coating section. These are all different colors because Arsenal will customize your piece. So if you want green, blue, red, they'll do it. Powder coating starts right here. So we've seen it cleaned, then it gets hung. It comes on this track here. It makes its way to this station where everything is powder coated, and then again, following the track, it makes its way into this huge 425-degree oven. Outside of different colors, they also offer different textures. So you can see this texture is very much like a snake skin, but it's fun. We filmed Flex Lewis's Dragon's Lair gym, and he has a one-of-a-kind customization from Arsenal that is dragon scales.
First glance, this looks like a regular powder.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, galaxy, stars, beautiful. And that is such a unique touch because you would never know.
This is the foam that we use for the pieces. You can feel how dense it is.
The worst thing, in my opinion, that you can do is get on a piece, and after the first 2 or 3 weeks, it's super spongy to the point where you feel the base, you feel the board more than the support. So there has to have one level of compression. You know, you've got to have the compression, but you don't want so much compression that it's going to wear too soon, right? You want some longevity in your pad. So there's different components that make up the foam and different mixtures, and we even have some pieces, and I'll grab a pad in a bit, that uses a virgin foam. And those are going to be, so this is all recycled foam, and there's virgin foam, and the benefit of the virgin foam is a little bit more dense. So things like a half moon pad on a GHD, or a half moon pad that goes on the back of our glute bridge, for example. Very, very high tensile area that we're going to generate lots of force. So you're going to want a denser foam there for longevity. This is that virgin foam that we were referencing. Like the crushability of this is so much less than even our high density foam. And the reason is like this is for a glute hand developer, right? Okay. So we're going to have an exorbitant amount of knee pressure here to properly do that movement, right? So because the knee is carrying the entire body weight and your force against that, you want extremely stable, dense foam here. Same with, like, this is a finished upholstered version of this, but this is for our glute bridge. So my entire shoulder blade girdle is going to be pressing against that. So I need a high crush resistance to this, while it's going to keep user comfort high in a very high pressure area, but also paramount is the stability of the user while they're using it.
So much detail. Every single thing. Every single thing. Every nut, every bolt, every pad, every angle. Wow, this is quite impressive. This is the final step before quality control. This is assembly. Everything we've seen will finish right here. They'll put it together, and then it will have its quality control, and then it will be shipped out to you.
We have checklists that we check everything on. So like our QC techs will pull out our checklist, every nut and every bolt to make sure it's tight. Sure the belt is routed correctly through the guides. Make sure all nuts and bolts are tight down here. The selector pin goes in every hole smoothly.
Oh wow, every single one.
Every single hole. These pulleys have guide pins, welded on guide pins. I'm gonna make sure that this belt is routed through the guide pins and that the pulleys are tight. And this must adjust smoothly in all holes. Your upholstery pad bolts on the bottom. make sure they're tight. Both these roller pads must be level and square with the seat pad.
All right, we have gone through the entire checklist. This piece has been quality control checked by Arsenal Strength and Guest Pass. Why is there a golden and chrome leg press machine in the lobby?
Well, I think every brand has a turning point, right? And ours kind of happened to be the starting point. This piece that we're leaning on right now is actually serial number 1 for Arsenal Strength. It's the very first linear leg press that was ever built by Arsenal Strength. It was a pretty cool moment. So I think it goes back to who is Andrew. People want to do something for him, and they want him to feel special, and they want him to feel rewarded for the work and the trust that he puts into it.
So everybody felt that support.
I mean, I think everybody,
They wanted.
like, I ask about 20 people, hey, do you want to say happy anniversary to Arsenal Strength? Keep it as a secret. It ended up being a 45-minute video where people were like pouring their hearts out, telling us what Arsenal Strength meant to them, happy anniversary. So it was a great project and something that through tough times, because we all have them, we'll be able to watch that video and be like, dude, it is worth it. This is the impact that what we're doing has. So it's a lot more than a golden chrome piece.
It's a beautiful golden
So
chrome
yeah,
piece.
thank you. But very passionate about like what got us here to that point, and we just wanted it as a hallmark to make something special.
This is special. I mean, it's incredibly special because of who built it, who used it, the life it's had, but the fact that you were able to find it in the wild and bring it home. That's pretty cool.
I was one part of a big team that wanted to do something special.
And the fact that so many people were involved
Yeah.
and wanted to be involved. I mean, that speaks volumes to you, to Andrew, to the entire Arsenal Strength team. That's great. This has been great. Hey, thank you.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Thank you. This has been wonderful. We are about to have a meeting, a company meeting, with the owners of Arsenal.
So, this month's spotlight is Jason Lett. Come on up here. So, Jason's been with us for about a year and a half, a little over a year and a half. And from day one, there's something that he has always said: I don't care to do it. No matter what it is, Jason does not care to do it. He's always volunteering to stay late, to load trucks, to help out in other areas. And that's why he is this month's spotlight.
So what is the culture of Arsenal Strength?
You know, I'd hope to say, and I think that, you know, we really try to treat our employees as family, as close as we can. We have between 115 and 120 employees total. Most of them work at our HQ. We have sales reps all over the country. We have some people in the marketing department all over the country, as well as product engineers. The culture is important, and I think that's such a buzzword right now. I think there's a lot of people that talk about culture, but I think that actions speak louder than words. And I think really with us showing our employees that we truly care, from competitive pay, from just actually caring that they have families and they have children, that, you know, we're providing jobs for them to take care of their families. That's the most important thing we can do. So ultimately, I hope that our actions have really shown that within our organization.
Hey, I'll keep this short. We got cornhole to play. Thank you. I say the same thing, but I mean it every time. Thank each and every one of you for being here, being a part of this family, and doing what you do. We couldn't be doing it without you. So from the bottom of my heart, ownership and everybody, thank you.
It's an embodiment of who your leadership is and what your company values are. Our vision, make the world a stronger place, right? It starts within our own four walls, right? Everybody that you've met through our manufacturing process, it starts there. You know, from the person who's loading the jig fixture onto the fab table, to the person who's doing quality control checks, to the person who's building the pallets. They have a very impactful step in making the world a stronger place. And it's creating that belief and that ownership and like rewarding that too. It's like, man, do you realize that extra step that you took with the extra nail in the pallet, it protected that piece when it got to this end user, and they were able to pull it right off the pallet and put it on the floor, and people started using it, and they were so excited.
Thank you guys for everything. I mean, yes, I was the first employee a long
time ago. A lot more hair follicles were up here and less gray was right here. But every one of you guys make what the sales team does easy. By going out, knowing that we're going to have product delivered on time, knowing that it's going to be going through a quality control process where when that end user touches it, man, they get a positive feeling. And like the integral role that each of you play in truly making the world a stronger place, it's tangible. And it might be hard to see here from Knoxville, Tennessee, but like David, who's traveled the world and seen our equipment all over the place, he's got stories where people see our equipment, use our equipment, and have such positive interactions with it. And that's one of the reasons he's here. You know, he could be at any equipment manufacturer, and he's choosing to be here because of what you guys are doing. And you're moving the needle on a grand scale for the entire world.
64 countries. We are in 1/3 of the entire world. Like, just think about that. Like, we are in Knoxville, Tennessee. What you guys build, put your hands on, fabricate, weld, put together in this facility in Knoxville, Tennessee reaches 1/3 of the world. I mean, how humbling is that? How thankful we are that we get to do that every single day.
Wow. Arsenal cares so much about each individual employee more than I think I have seen any company. I mean, I'm sure they do, but they have proven to me. I mean, we came in not really knowing what to expect, and we knew they built gym equipment, and we had the opportunity to see them build gym equipment from the ground up. But the opportunity we really had was to see who Arsenal was, to see how they treat their employees, to see how they treat their clients. And Arsenal, I love them. I really do. I am a believer in Arsenal. Now, on Guest Pass, we've always enjoyed seeing the equipment because we enjoy training with it. But now I think I genuinely love Arsenal. Arsenal strength. We have seen Arsenal strength all over the world while touring gyms for Guest Pass, but now we have had the opportunity to deep dive into Arsenal strength themselves. We have seen the manufacturing plant. We have met the owners. We have seen the men and women behind the welds, behind all the nuts and bolts, and this place is a family. This has been my Guest Pass. This has been your Guest Pass. Good job.
Awesome, dude. Thank you.
Dude. Yeah. That was great. Yeah. That was absolutely great. That was great. You guys crushed it. That was like there's a lot of great stuff in there.
Amazing.
Good job.
I also want to give a shout out to David Ziegler and Timmy. They are here from Guest Pass. They are here filming to kind of show what we do, so they can show the world through their following and their presence online what and why we do what we do. So I appreciate you guys being here, man, very, very much.